Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you are welcome to pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak on anything: politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, any one of the crises in the world, or you can introduce your own topic, and we will immediately give you preferential treatment. We welcome those brothers in the diaspora. We are on RealFM 91.9. We are on Facebook, Greens News, and YouTube. Give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. For some Christians, we are in the third week of Advent. And you know, each week has a different theme and is highlighted. The first week was hope. The second one was peace. The third is joy and love. And people are expected to reflect those themes, to take the theme seriously. It's about joy, you know. And a lot of Christians, some Christians take these things seriously. The commercial aspect of Christmas is good too. It's very good. Sometimes the commercial aspect helps to refocus Christians. But it's not about the commercial aspect alone. It's also about you preparing yourself and be more cognizant, more cautious. Take into consideration the theme hope, peace. This week particularly is joy, and the last week is love. Yes, give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175, and we speak about anything. We also always want to appeal to our brothers in the diaspora. In a small country like ours, our population in Grenada have not risen in any significant way in the last 70, 80 years. Since the devil was a little boy, they say Grenada have 100,000 people. Now you might hear they say we have 110, 112. St. Lucia had about 400 persons more than us. Now St. Lucia have about 70, 80,000 people. A lot of countries in the Caribbean, the population has not risen significantly. Barbados had about 200,000 people, while Belize and the Bahamas had about 80,000. Barbados is about 270, 280,000 now. And Belize and the Bahamas is over 300,000 people. In Grenada in particular, I believe that the stunting of our population have also affected our growth. And perhaps people must be more tolerant to immigrants. We're not very tolerant to immigrants in Grenada. We travel to Trinidad. Every time you have a crisis in Grenada, droves of people leave the country. That perhaps has contributed to the population stunting. Go to Trinidad, we go to New York. Sometimes it was the other countries in the Caribbean, Aruba. That's the name I was searching for. Lago. Some people at one time went to Guyana. Those days was British Guyana. So our population has not risen significantly in Grenada. We are not making enough children, and we're traveling too much. And I think that has stunted the development of our country. You ask the businessmen, the commercial sectors, even the farmers, you know. So I believe we must be more tolerant to immigrants We right to encourage to get some Haitian. We should have Haitians. We should be more tolerant to our brothers and sisters from Haiti. More tolerant to our brothers and sisters from Venezuela. They can help to significantly improve our country. Guyana is doing very well economically. Since Guyana is exporting perhaps more than 300,000 barrels of oil a day. Not exporting, but producing more than 300,000 barrels of oil a day. So what you would find, perhaps in the very near future, you'll find Grenadians going to Guyana again for greener pastures. We have to be careful. You have to be more open to our immigrants. And while all that is going on, our education system is not productive as it ought to be. It's not doing well. That can have serious consequences for us in the future. If our children is going to school and they are not competitive on the job market. And you may hear me say that a lot of time. That was one of the reasons that I decided to start my program on the radio. Because I was so dissatisfied with the education system. Not the content, not the subject matter, but the productivity level in education. It doesn't matter to me what they teach. It's not about adding additional subjects. It's the productivity level. It is definitely too low. It is unacceptable. And we need to do something about it to change that dynamics. Everybody like to say, it's not me. The government would say, it's not me. We are doing everything possible. We're spending 11% of the GDP on education. Electricity, telephone, water, internet is better than any other time in our history. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes.
How are everything?
Great.
Mr. Pierre, within community government, this government, how many people that they sent, they fired? Our 3,000 something, eh? Right? Our 3,000 something worker people that they sent home. Are they paying any employment for them people? Alright. They home. Christmas coming, they had a train to them want to buy for the train. They can't buy because no fault of theirs, they ain't wrong, except in there they vote for a party that did not win the election. And that only the crime they committed. Alright. So now, what happened now? You want people to forget that. And then you go down and then giving them things now. So they're going to forget now what you did to them. And focus on that, you have to give me something, give me that for the Christmas. But then, Mr. When you look at let us look at the scenario, right? A man working for a salary, about say $2,000. Yes, it's still better. That's much better. Are you comfortable with that? Although you might say you need to get more. Right? You need to get more. But after you took away the job from him, and right now he in a worse position. The home can't get the money that he need to finance to help his children to get a better education, buy something for them. You know, passing around and having something for them and offering them things. Mr. Pierre, you see, I call the government a trickster. A trickster that making people want to give the people forget the real issue, the real problem they are going through, and give them something. And I remember we sang a song after the carnival over. We still have a brighter day. You have a future in front of us, right? And I see the future in someone. If they're working and they're going to work in, or if you employ them and send them home and come back and give them back a job, this is what is important. Because you may offer me something. What you offer me, Mr. Pierre, it will last a day, it will last 2 days if finish. but the problem's still there at home with me. I do have I'm not financially inclined to maintain my family. So what? So this government, what are they trying to do? On a spending spree, just giving out thing to make you forget now what you do, what they do to you, and focus what they give. They give something. But I call upon the Grenadian. Anything they offer you, take it. Is your tax? You pay tax for it. Is not you pay tax for it. Take it. But remember how the treatment that you are going to under this government. Costs are living high, right? Costs are living high. Every day going in the store, things the price of things going up. You have light bill, water bill, everything going up here, right? And the government doing nothing to cushion to make life better for the people going to carry, especially lower class of people. So giving you something for the season will not help you. What will help you is finding job for you, putting you in a job, a permanent job, because you see contract is illegal. To find job for you, so that you're able to maintain your family. And don't pass and give something, giving something, and then before you wink eye, what you give, he already finished. What the people gonna need is betterment, and they live in life will be better. Not offering something, a gift for them, a hamper, and whatever you want to offer to them. That will not change their life living standard. What will change their living standard is finding work for them to do so that they're able to take care of the family.
Yes, scholar, thank you. You also have to remember that when Christmas season comes, people in a giving mood, everybody a little bit more generous, and all governments in the past have provided extra hampers and assistance for people. Even companies and organizations, they have special gifts packed for people. There's some people that don't really, the target group, and this is principally, if it is from the government point of view, should be people from the lower income group that may not have money. But even our radio station, RealFM, have the gifts going on. You ask your questions and you get it. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Oh,
Yes, scholar, welcome.
yeah. Mr. Pierre, I listened to the lady, the ex-manager of the seed program, George. And this government has been making a book that they put back $100 instead of putting back one. And the lady explained, and well, anybody who are else to hear will understand. This is not across the board. But what I'm saying, this is why we always press that this government don't like poor and the vulnerable, because they took away 150 across the board, everybody. And now you're saying you cannot put it back across the board, you're going to put it back for certain age and certain disability, going to get it. And everybody, not just, even one of the activists tell me that don't make sense. By them putting, by special people getting back something. And who don't understand, they're trying to make a big, oh, we gave the poor people $200, $200. So some people thought so. This government is trying to trick the people. Also, we have a very disrespectful leader, but it's good to know, even to his own people. I sat down and I listened to the budget debate, and I never heard in the history of Grenadian politics where a prime minister calling some of his people greedy and beggy, and their mouths on the ground. He was not speaking to the opposition. And I heard members knocking the desk. The man said he is professional, so nobody cannot buy him. So he have money. He and the Speaker of the House, they have money, he said, Mr. Speaker, sir, we are professional. Nobody cannot buy us. I mean, take it.
It
We
might be
have to listen what is going on. That's why target program is so good because you always say where this man come from and who sent him. I thank you.
yes, scholar, this issue about being a professional so nobody can buy you, that is not that don't make no sense. You ever call on it? I always ask who sent the prime minister? And I ask the question, who gave the authority to sign the Somora agreement? That is a clear point that there is somebody higher than the Prime Minister of Grenada dictating our foreign policy. Somebody else dictating the foreign policy in Grenada beside the Prime Minister. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, I don't against the hamper. What I'm saying, right? The hamper will only last for certain times, right? What is important and for people life to be better is giving them jobs. So I'm not against hamper, give a hamper.
I know you're not. Yeah.
Okay, later.
Yes, the hamper is basically for Christmas, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing for anybody, whether the government, whether organization, whether neighbors, to give out hampers. Remember, the government have supporters, and they would want to be giving out the hampers to the supporters. And nothing is wrong with that. The government has clearly drawn a line of demarcation, a clear line between their supporters and others. And you expect them at this time to reach out to the supporters. But then the previous caller asked, where the Prime Minister talking about he's a professional and giving the indication that he is not purchased. I beg to disagree. And I ask, who sent the Prime Minister? And it means that somebody is calling the shots. Somebody seems to be directing the Prime Minister what to do. And I ask, who gave the authority to sign the Somora agreement? We as Grenadians should know. The people in Gala people, the people in the diaspora, ask the next time they have a gala, ask who gave the authority to sign the Somora agreement. It was not the Minister of Finance. Sorry, not the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The Minister of Foreign Affairs clearly objected to the signing of that agreement. Rumors have it that his ticket was cancelled. The Prime Minister did not give the authority. The Prime Minister did not even read the agreement. He didn't have a clue what was in the agreement. So who gave the authority to sign the agreement? Perhaps if we know who gave the authority, we'll be closer to finding out who sent the Prime Minister. It seems that the Foreign Minister was roughed up. He had to go back on radio and try to make explanation. He went into safe hands. Mr. Forrester, if he went into any other hand, even the photogenic one, a Dr. Bob, he would have been in trouble. He went into safe hand, and the body rejected the words that passed from his mouth. So if we know who signed the Somora agreement, we may be closer to finding out who is the real boss here. The Prime Minister doesn't seem to be the boss. He seems to have a higher authority. Obviously, he is arrogant, disrespectful, and maybe that's why he's pretending to be the boss. But it's an important factor. If you have somebody above the Prime Minister directing foreign policy, we could be in trouble. In a small country like ours, where you have 15, 20, 30 people running for election and running to take a seat in parliament, if we have unknown entities, it could be individual or companies, wealthy companies, that could buy the politician after election. People have always expressed the view that people influencing politicians. But this is another matter. You let the politician go outside their campaign, try to woo people to vote for them, and after election, if that politician is bought, then small democracies like ours could be in serious trouble. The electorate must have the vote. But if unknown entities, individuals, or companies could buy politicians, successful politicians, after election, we're in trouble. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, I listen in the budget thing with our Prime Minister. When he make a statement, hungry mouth. But listen what he say, if you hungry mouth, why you have no part in politics? I hope that the NDC warriors totally understand who the man talking to him. Because he's talking to his parliament. Like the man in Carrie could have never walked nowhere in life. A man like Ron here there and there. Right? I hope the NDC warriors know it's this man he's talking about. Right? NDC warriors, I want you to answer that question. Who are the Prime Minister talking about? Thank you, sir.
Yes, scholar, this is the Prime Minister's statement is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. The comment is distasteful. It is disturbing. It is wrong. And I believe whenever the people in Ghana, whenever people in the diaspora, whenever any journalists get an opportunity, they should ask the Prime Minister, who is he speaking about? The Prime Minister of Grenada might be a wealthy man today. I understand he's a millionaire, a multimillionaire. He have over 20 acres of land. He's a corporate lawyer. He have made a lot of money. But when the Prime Minister say hungry mouth, what he means by that? Is the Prime Minister speaking about poor people? Is he saying that if you poor, you should not get involved in politics? Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
yes,
good day, sir.
Yes, Michael.
Mr. Pierre, as you said, who the Prime Minister was talking about? Person name with him, call a doctor, but you don't call the name. You'll go back and listen to the speech, what he was saying. But all on his side, others, one person, it's some doctor, so he didn't have to get into politics to beg anybody. But the statement he was making, that most of the people on his side, And he acted like he didn't know that they were so poor that when they get into the politics and they want their seat, they start coming to him and start begging him. And it was a surprise to him because he didn't have to beg when he get it because he had his money. But those others, whoever they is, was broke. That's why Mr. Pierre, within 7 to 10 days after they get in office, he had us to give them $2,000. Follow what the man is saying. He is not lying, Mr. Pierre. He is speaking the truth. He like to reproach people, but he's speaking the truth. So he's telling them, why you get into politics when you know you is beggy? You understand what I mean? He's telling them that. And they know what they do, Mr. Pierre? They knock the table. Hey, yes. It's like when Gary said every grain of hair in Bernard Code's head is a brain, and the people in the market start to jump up. Hey, uncle. It's no different. Because they act like if they didn't understand what he's saying. You understand what I mean? And that goes to number 10 too, because she's talking about all the begging. So he's telling them, why are you getting all yourself in politics when all you have no money? So how are you going to help all your people? But he didn't have to do that because he didn't take the $2,000. He make it clear he didn't want it because he have his money. Listen to what the messenger is saying. Listen to the message. Grenadians, listen to the message. Every week for the last 6 weeks, every week that man is making the country shame. Come on, Grenadians. The man playing like if he's a diplomat. He go to St. Lucia, Mr. Pierre, and he run down Tillman Thomas. He run down Nathan Buck. He run down Franca Depodine and others. He said they didn't do nothing. They can't run nothing. And then he come now and he come to right now to his cabinet and he tell them, if you're hungry, what the hell you get involved in politics for? Have a good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, I still believe that the Prime Minister is out of touch with reality. He's disrespectful, he's arrogant, and he should apologize for the statements. I take it back. A number of people who got involved in politics was extremely poor people. And they end up in politics because they wanted to change things for their own people. All these struggles through slavery, all these struggles in Grenada, none of the politicians were not wealthy people. None of them. Perhaps Kit Mitchell, Michael Batiste, a few politicians perhaps who went to the United States of America and was able to make money, a bit of money there, came back to Grenada. But these people was always deeply rooted in Grenada. Although they was in the States, it's like they never left Grenada. And they come back here and they never flaunt around with the money. They always try to develop our country. So the Prime Minister is rude. The Prime Minister is arrogant. Dick Mitchell is out of place to make that statement. And the members who was chaining him, maybe they knock in the momentum of things and did not really realize the impact on what he's saying. But when they have a meeting, they should take Deacon to task. He insulted all of them. If Deacon's mother was rich, and I don't know his mother, and I don't know his grandmother, but if Deacon's mother was rich, she didn't have to work. If she inherited millions, Deacon's grandmother was poor. Deacon grandparents was poor. And all the members of the politicians on that side, their grandparents was poor. Some of them poor like church mice. The members of the NDC, some of them did well in school because of the poor parents. They got an opportunity to go to university because of the government scholarships. And Deacon remind me of Tilita daughter. Out of 10 children, only one child Tilita had that went to secondary school. That got tertiary education. She have 2 master's degree. But she turn up she knows at her mother because she mother poor. Deacon remind me of that. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, Mr.
His Pierre father was from Munich. They are not rich people. Is the foreign who used to make just the same way? So Deacon is too insulted. He must remember where he come from. Even though he could spend $1 more than anybody else now, he should remember where he come from and try not to insult people. But you know what happened? It's good. Because his member on his side, probably thought he was talking to the opposition and them. So it's why they could have knocked the table so hard. But they're so stupid, I have to say, excuse my language, that they don't even realize it's them Deacon talking to. It's them, these set of people he was talking to, and especially as the man said, number 10, because his money, she was so down and out, Kit Mitchell lift up in a certain position, and then she could have come and run him out and say all kind of a thing about Kit Mitchell and the NNP party. She is too ungrateful. So all what Deacon should do now is to take his hand and slap her in the face, because she is money she running the party, because it's by her. It's by her. And concerning the seed program again, what these people decide to do with the seed program with the elderly people there especially, a lot of the elderly people wouldn't inherit the little change, because this card of what they decide to give them, these people are some wicked set of people. They don't care of the elderly. They don't care of the people, what the needy people, as he said, the needy and begging people, as he said. Because this card, most of the elderly people wouldn't be able to use the card. They don't have, if they don't have somebody to do, sometimes they have somebody to think it for them. What they're going to get? Sometimes the people use the card and do their own business. They don't realize they don't have love for elderly who build Grenada for them to come, to come and stand up and talk stupidness they know. They must realize, they don't have to go and stand in line again. How they don't have to go and stand in line? If they have to go in the bank with it, if they have to go in a supermarket, if not line they have to go and stand in, they're so backward. It's because them backward. Me, who I don't take much schooling, I have more sense than them. They're too stupid and backward, and I have to say, I don't know, have no love for the lower class of people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes, well, that is one of the hallmarks of the National Democratic Congress. Historically, they have always been hostile to people in the lower income group. They did it in 1990, 2008 to 2013. This period is the worst period. I've listened to one of the sisters on the social program, and she wanted to rename the National Democratic Congress as the National Deception Congress. And I agree with her. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Well, according to a little child by me, this $200 increases on my chest and he can digest, you know.
You would not be able to digest.
No, he can digest. Yeah. And I'm wondering, I have a question for you. Did I hear the table knock in the Senate to support the cabinet decision to focus on the elderly under a banner which says support for educational enhancement?
Yeah.
I kind of heard the table knock, but yes, there are some persons in the Senate who were teachers. So they knocking table to permanently deny school children of an assistance that would facilitate their educational achievement to fulfill their full potential. We knocking table for that. Believe me, I am appalled. Mr. Pierre, goodbye.
The NDC members, I think it is in the DNA, in the character. If you listen to the language, the despicable language that they use, the mantra, and I'm even more surprised that the trade union in particular have not spoken out against it. I don't expect the Bar Association to bother. This group busy. And maybe Deacon have all his contacts among them. But I expect a number of organizations to say, no, you can't do that. You can't continue on that trajectory. They said people was needy and greedy. People accepted that. I heard people try to justify needy and greedy. The Prime Minister said restorative justice. The ex-Prime Minister tried to say it is rebalancing. Mr. Jude said it is realignment. Willie said it is collateral damage. Then they say it's nasty people. Well, they find that was not sufficient. So they describe villages in Grenada as classless. And when you think it cannot get worse, the minister called people commoners, and she laughing, you know. When you believe it cannot get worse, the prime minister of the country referring to individuals as beggy. Now, a number of people take position to help to develop the community. And there was extremely poor people. Baby Boss come on the banks of the Ganga River. When she stood up to prevent or to encourage members of the estate to demand that they must be paid for morning work, she made a great sacrifice and lost her job. But that helped to change things. Now you're saying that if people are poor, they cannot make a contribution to the development of this country. What happened to all the trade union leaders in the past who spent countless hours in social group and community organization and in the trade union? Some of them prepare meals at their home and bring in the trade union office to able to host workshops because the trade union didn't have money to host the workshops. Deacon cast aside all of them. I have said that this is the worst government that we have post 1967. This government have told more lies than any government in the past, and they have told more lies than all the other political leaders put together in the past. It's difficult, very difficult, to understand why they're so hostile against elderly poor people. Because obviously, money is not the issue. They themselves was the ones that declared that they met the Treasury with over $530 million. We coined the term it was pregnant. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
I would like to know how this thing reaching the budget debate. Who beg. If you had budget debate, that's focus on the budget, but how this thing reach here? I don't because one of them, the member, they say they are $2 in their account, and today give them a huge increase. So what you saying may be true? Huh?
Well, them getting about $20-something thousand.
Yeah, but if you have $2 in your account and you show up a pen, 1 million, a fortnight go collect a whole $7,000. What that's great. So that why the chair first I hear man give him man talk and the chair him for him talk. I know men was vexed, men was charging him out, but they men beating table and maybe they don't web. You see, when you get caught up in a man web, you just need to unfold yourself. I don't know, you have to local power where people use they say poom. You have to be poom in the face, man. Take care, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, I think a number of things is going on that has left a lot of us spellbound. But one have to constantly ask why the NDC is so deceptive. And I agree with Jenny, the National Deception Congress. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
You're talking about knocking the table. These fellas knock the table for everything, anything, anytime, anyhow. They don't have no special time to knock the table.
They're like robots.
Because if you remember, the Minister of Finance said, he tell them that next time he ain't doing that again. He ain't doing that with the civil servants again. To give them this money, they will behave themselves. They don't go to work early. Table knock. He tell them that that Parliament, the Cabinet didn't approve the money for them yet, so that's why he couldn't announce it. Table knock. The Mr. Persuader said that something to with the
CBI program.
Yeah.
From Iran, North Korea, China.
The news, they making headline news all about now, but they knock table. So they knocking the table for any time, anything. They don't want no special time to knock the table, you know. When anything you see, Miss Delma Thomas tell the Parliament that Miss Gloria, does wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, from she and she husband, interfering with she and she husband, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they still knock the table for that.
Table knock.
Yeah. so it's not about anything the Parliament say. The Prime Minister tell them that if they're greedy and they begging.
Yeah.
You're speaking to the Parliament, you know.
Yeah.
And
Table knock.
It's table knock. So it's a matter that anything they knock in the table. You give the people an increase in pay. They didn't ask you. You give everybody an increase. And you're telling them next time if they don't come to work early. And if they don't behave, they a lot of time they don't do the work. Well, you know that. Why didn't you tell them that before you offer any money? If you want production, you should tell them that before they will offer any money.
You notice this government don't talk about productivity at all?
So, the thing is, I don't understand. You're knocking the table for everything. In other words, whatever a minister say, they're like a minister that was in government once. They call him, what was his name again? He was the owner of that estate in Sotel, by where the home for the ages there. Monk Rodney. He used to be manager of Monk Nesbitt Estate too. Copeland. See, when Copeland time to get up and speak, he get up and he say, what do you other say, Mr. President? Are satisfied with it.
Satisfied.
So he don't have nothing to say. He just satisfied with everything. Right or wrong, he's satisfied. Mr. Gary came and he told the people that he going to let the banda boat come up in Paradise River to take the bandas from this, so they will not go down tongue with the bandas. And everybody jump up.
But a number Gary say that wasn't true.
I know it was true. I was there.
You was there and you heard that?
Yes, right in Maribor Estate Yard.
Okay.
I heard it. I also heard him said to the people in Maribor, where we call it high level now, where the houses is there. When he decided to take those land, Mr. Arnold Cruikshank, who was the chief agronomist, was not in approve with it. And Mr. Gary told the people, this is not no dead land here. This is good and go as the lands in Moncton. Those of you who don't have money, step aside. I heard him use that word. I heard it.
Okay.
Yeah. So not anybody says that it was a lie, they're lying. It did say it. What I'm trying to say that people, when politicians talk, then they just knock for anything, anytime, anyhow. You call them all kind of name, but you think they're telling them.
See, when you say things in the parliament, it is on the Hansard. So it is recorded.
Yeah.
So but when somebody might say things outside, and it is at that time, it's more difficult to verify it. Now, everything is under the microscope.
Mm-hmm.
So when the government say what they say, whether it's in St. Lucia or where, we have it on record.
Yeah.
And we can reproduce it.
Yeah.
You know?
You say they're fighting, they're playing the fool. Hmm? You say that if you don't give them a good salary, you won't get good government.
I think this is the worst group of people that have ever led this country post 1967.
And he asking them in the parliament, and they clapping table,
Is the worst group of parliamentarians that ever led this country. I don't understand why they're hostile so against the elderly people and the poorer people.
I look at that as highly, disappointed in leaders making those statements to people. You do that in the cabinet room.
But you know that the NDC is also the most disrespect. They disrespect others the most. The most disrespectful group in our country, is the NDC.
Yeah.
They have disrespect everybody.
That is true. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, give the increase to the people. As I said, the Parliament, the people didn't ask for it. The Prime Minister, the Minister still come back and say that he could not have announced it in the budget. So he didn't put those figures that he announced. It wasn't in the budget.
I think what happened, they took the increases for themselves. And then when they realized the backlash, they announced increase for others.
Yeah, but he didn't go back and prepare the budget, so he had to be in the budget before?
It wasn't in the budget. It appears that after maybe people say, well, people are going to be up in arms. So he gave this 25% as a fix. Yes, caller. Yeah. Thank you, caller. That is the reality we're dealing with. But what affects me most is the manner in which this government is disadvantaging the poor of the poor. The government said they give $200. They took out $150 from the people, but they're giving some people $200. Never miss that point. They're not giving back all the people they take it from, They're giving perhaps half of the people that they remove the $150 from. That is the group that gets the $200. But disadvantaged children is not included in it. So already under the NDC, you have children dropping out from National College because the NDC removed the assistance that they are getting. And you're speaking at a time when the government have money galore. Money is not a problem, you know. The government is spending 14 million, 15 million on independence celebration. The government is having gala after gala. The government is traveling excessively. And they cannot even advance justification for the excessive travel. The government took over $3 million from the GDB Bank for several members of their unit. But while they're doing that, the people from the caregivers, you may not even imagine how the government is going after some caregivers that is perceived to be NDC. One of them lost their job when they threw her out. They say she reached 60. But she said there are others 64 years working. Well, I say you shouldn't be surprised because they warn you very early as soon as they come in. They say you are 59 plus, so you'll go when you're 60. Some of the members of the caregivers tell them they're sorry for them. You know. Why is it we have a government that is going after people like that? In the village, in the communities. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good day. How are you?
Great, man. Good, man.
Yeah, yes, I just listened to Clifford Day, try to make a point, trying to understand what he's saying. Because at the same time, all the people who got the land from Gary was poor people. Despite that, Clifford now said that Gary said that all who have money step aside. The people who got the land was poor people. I want him to remember that.
Yeah, Gary gave land for the landless. A lot of people that get this land was people who work on the estate.
That's
and
right.
That is why today Grenada have the most land owners in the whole region.
That's right.
Because of the land for the landless program.
So in other words, what I want Clifford to know is that we are dealing with this present issue, and I notice him always try to go way back. If we keep going back, we wouldn't get nothing fixed.
Is it sometimes I don't normally argue when they say
really arguing,
Gary, because there is no proof. It's only somebody's word. But today, we have evidence. We have empirical evidence. So when we say Deacon lie, we're producing evidence that Deacon lie.
Thank you.
It's not about hearsay. It's not about I heard. We produce the evidence that Deacon Mitchell, as a leader, has lied more than all the political leaders that passed in Grenada put together. That this present National Democratic Congress is the worst NDC we ever had. And it's the worst group. We kind the kakistocracy. But it's also the National Deception Congress. They remove $150 across the board. And less than half of the people now, they'll give them back $200. And some of their supporters was deceived. I'm not blaming them. Because initially, I thought it was across the board too. So I'm not blaming some of their supporters who perhaps called Oli to applaud them. That government is deceiving. And I believe they should change the name to the National Deception Congress. People in the lower income group, how could the government justify removing assistance from disadvantaged children to the extent that some of them have to drop out from national college. How does this government justify firing 31 workers from Grand Baz Estate? You know what is sad about this issue? The government set up those workers, you know. Yes, caller, welcome.
Are you?
Caller, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, caller. Let's go.
Hello. You're tired talk stupidness, so man, just the line keep people you line for you're making a scene, man. Don't lie so, man. The government is doing well, and you never talk nothing good. Why do? One line about fire this and fire that, and you lie.
All right, caller. Thank you, caller. Yeah, this caller don't want to face reality. When we speak about Deacon Mitchell, we present empirical evidence. We play back the tape, what Deacon see. When we said Deacon went in Tobago, and he said we campaign on a policy of transformation, but it is not transformation, it is restorative justice. There is nothing to lie about. You have to face the reality that you have a group of individuals that is a caucustocracy. When we say that they remove money from disadvantaged children, that is a fact. When you are going to help Deacon, when we ask the people from the diaspora to ask the government who signed, who gave the authority to sign the Somora agreement, there is nothing to tell lies about. These are facts. That is why we play back the tapes so regularly. Almost all programs play tape beside me. The evidence is there. We are not telling lies. And if you call the program, you should tell us what is it we said that is not the truth. When the government said, beggy, the NDC called people classless, commoners, nasty people. How could we tolerate this language in this period of time? We shouldn't have to. We can't. So, caller, I understand. You're very disappointed in the NDC. You can't defend them. Many years ago, Scholar wrote a song, "We Can't Defend You." How could you defend these things? You can't defend a greedy government, a hostile government, a government that is extremely dismissive to people in the lower income group. How could you defend that? It's easy to find out if they fired 31 workers from Grand Bay Estate. If it was not true, the government would be all over me. So we wouldn't stop, caller. Now that you call and say we're telling lies, we have to repeat it again. We have to tie the truth on you. So you will come to realize the truth. And we're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 for another opportunity to tie the truth on you. Thank you.